Jamie Lee Curtis is the American Scream Queen. The British one is Barbara Steele, but that's all I'm going to say about it. She is the daughter of Janet Leigh, who played in Psycho. And Jamie Lee Curtis herself has indeed amassed one heck of a resume. She's done the most famous ones: Halloween, and of course Carrie. But she also starred in a somewhat lesser known movie called Prom Night from 1980. Jamie Lee Curtis, the Halloween film series, and Leslie Nielsen, the Naked Gun film and TV series Airplane, and also Forbidden Planet, star in this celebrated slasher horror classic. Four Hamilton High seniors are hiding a terrible secret. What happened to Robin Hammond 6 years ago was a game that turned into a horrible tragedy. And someone saw what they did. Someone waiting for gruesome revenge. Wearing a black hood and wielding an axe, Killer brutally slaughters the teenagers one by one at their high school prom. As the spotlight falls on the newly crowned prom king and queen, the psychopath will show everyone his new favorite game to play. Are you ready to witness a bloody night of disco madness? Synapse Films is proud to present Prom Night in a beautiful new version, remastered and restored in 2K from the original 35mm camera negative with an all-new 5.1 surround mix. I feel conflicted about this one. It's become a cult classic, and it is indeed some would say a combination of Halloween and Carrie. Obviously, the best part about it is Jamie Lee Curtis, who by now has become a veteran of the slasher films and commands the stage, literally. There are some dancing sequences. There's the prom. She's great at that. Leslie Nielsen is also in this too, and wow. He is limited, would be the word. I don't know. It's interesting to see him in a horror movie besides in Creepshow. So, he plays the principal, and it's fine. He's fine, but he needs more material to work with, because it felt like that his presence was limited. I'm like, where's more of him? I mean, he's fine with the material given, but he's not given enough. I'm like, what? Can we get some more from him, please? I don't know. The main thing in here is the prom night. There's the stage, disco stage going on. You got the ramp that comes out to present the king and queen. You got everyone discoing and dancing as I do it horribly. And yeah, I like that. But there could have been more. There could have been 5 more minutes, roughly, of it. I just think that this movie just needed a little bit more of the actual prom itself. It's like these four teenagers. It's like we get to see their lives, which I do like. If you want the characters to be relatable, show them in their everyday life. Show them interacting. Show them just kind of like being around each other, interaction, talking. I like that. But at the same time, it takes a while to get going. I'm like, can we just get to the dang prom? The preparations, please. Let's have the nice preparations on stage. I don't know. It's like this movie was trying to be 2 different things at once. Let's get a person who has managed to release himself from a sanitarium where Leonard, I forgot his last name, manages to abscond a nurse's, a Beetle or something like that, BMW, manages to bill her. It just, it's like he's hyped up to be this person. What has he got? He's a schizophrenic, a psychopath or something. I forgot what they gave him. What I read is that this was inserted very late into the story, late into production, and it's like, I could see why. It's not that, it's like they build him up for the first 15-20 minutes. You know, saying like, there's like, oh, he's going to travel a large amount of distance or something to this town. For whatever reason. That's never elaborated on. And that's just like, just this half-baked, half-boiled subplot. Eventually he gets captured 50 miles away. I'm like, that's it? We don't get any resolution from it. He just gets captured. We thought that he was going to terrorize the town. And he gets captured. I'm like, that just didn't work well with me. The violence is subdued. It's more off-screen / kind of. It's like both horror and funny at the same time. My personal favorite was there was this couple that were making out inside like a van, and then the actual slasher appears, opens the door, does this to the woman, and then as the guy is freaking out, we get a nice shot of just the van just zooming around, thinking, is this guy ultimately going to get billed? And yes, he does get billed, but after rather either intentionally funny or unintentionally funny sequence. That was like, I'm like, okay, that's pretty funny. There's the axe, which comes in and he just starts hacking away like he's chopping logs, if you will. Yeah, the second half is when things get good. The kills they do have an influence on the other genre, on the other films that have come since then. Because it was like, yeah. Anyway, ultimately this one guy literally gets beheaded. He gets axed to death, literally. Well deserved. Oh, man. Ultimately revealed to be the brother of Kim, played by, Jamie Lee Curtis. And, you know, it's like he witnessed the murder as well, so I don't know. It's like, the music is good. It's like, hey, let's license these songs. Oh, it's going to be a lot of money to license these songs. Let's create some versions that sound similar, but are not super similar where we get sued. So, Prom Night, stuff that sounds like Earth, Wind, and Fire, you know, dance music, things like that. And I'm like, this is pretty good. This was made at a time, 1980, specifically. One of the film distributors was going to say, hey, we're going to release this movie in 1,200 theaters. And also MGM didn't want nothing. They were saying, hey, MGM want to release it in 300 theaters. The other company went with 1,200. But at the same time, a little known movie known as Friday the 13th got released, and this one just got brushed aside. So, I don't know. Just, yeah, I don't know. It's just how I feel about it. A very rocky beginning, a subplot that goes nowhere, and just lack of direction because it was in between the 70s and the 80s of like the tropes. The slasher genre was still trying to find its way, and this was like one of the main bridge that connected both genres. But so yeah, it's uneven. But when it's good, it's pretty dang good. So, you know, it's like Jamie Lee Curtis does well. The music is fine. The prom scene, the kills are good, but the prom scene could have had just maybe a little bit more. 5 minutes more people dancing, I would have been happy. So if you want like a mixed bag, that's fine. That's kind of a bridge between the 70s and 80s slashers, then I recommend that you watch Prom Night.